Hello again YouTube, Pan here, and you actually join me at my kitchen table through reasons not really worth going into. My current desk is unavailable. So before we get cracking with the post this week, I just wanted to give you a very quick glance at what is my current work in progress. It's just going to peek in a little bit from the side here. But more about that in a upcoming video. So, what's in the post this week? The answer is dirty coins. Dirty coins. So, this is a subject that I've been kind of wrestling with a little bit, basically particularly since getting these two through the post. We'll start off here with this 5 silver 5 franc piece from, where is the year? 1849. You can see on this side it's not too bad, it's got some kind of dark spots on it, but it's really on the obverse. So we have this this thick caked on, I don't know what that is. So there is a bit of me that really wants to clean that off and kind of make this coin look a bit tidier. But then there's a bit of me that doesn't, and I want to have a quick talk about why this is such a controversial topic. And on the other side of it we have a 5 franc piece from slightly later in the 19th century, from the reign of Napoleon III. So we've gone from the Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité of the Republic to, oh no, we've got another emperor now. Yeah, we tried the Republic thing and didn't really work out. So why is cleaning coins such a controversial topic? Well, first up is that unlike this particular one where it's actually got quite an ugly sort of stark difference in toning between sort of the darker areas and the raised areas. An awful lot of coins, an awful lot of silver coins, if you leave them to tone naturally, will turn out like this silver crown has, where the toning just sort of adds a wonderful amount of detail and subtlety to the existing depth and patterning on the coin itself. This side is a little rougher, but that's just the case with this one. And what happens is if you clean it, is that quite often you'll end up with something that looks a little like this crown from 1889. And basically, depending on how I hold it to the light, can you see it's super shiny, but whenever it catches the light in certain ways you can see lots of quite harsh parallel lines across it, like there across the crown and the forehead. And basically what's happened is that this thing has been scrubbed to within an inch of its life, and the sad simple truth of the matter is that it damages the coin. So this shininess, this isn't, original luster from the coin. This is lots and lots of tiny scratches caused by somebody very aggressively going over this with a scour or maybe even some wire wool or something. So numismatically I can absolutely see, why cleaning would be so controversial, because you are damaging the thing that you're meant to be looking after. But then, from a simple perspective of enjoying having the coins, I have to say the problem I'm having right now is that when I look at these two coins, they're not making me happy. I'm actually sometimes a little reluctant to pick them up, so I guess the question that I'm kind of asking myself is it possible to clean these in a way that doesn't damage the coin? I mean, obviously I can do it in a way that's not going to be as aggressive as what somebody has clearly done to this Jubilee head crown. And when I look at particularly this kind of thick layer of whatever it is that's caked onto the Republic 5 franc piece, it should be possible to get that off. And I'm just wondering whether, if I go with that with like maybe kind of a very, very, soft brush or cloth, will that work? But then will that cause little scratches, and will that lead to doing the same kind of damage to this coin as we've seen on the other one? Now, as for the Napoleon III piece, actually what I kind of suspect is going on here is I feel like this has been partially cleaned already. My strong suspicion, the reason that we've got these kind of very, very stark shininess compared to very, very deep blacks, well, all the shininess appears to be on the raised areas. So, kind of this bit on the neck, there's a lot on the face, on the laurel wreath and on the lettering. And then kind of more patchy in some of the recessed areas on the field. So I think that this one might have been partially cleaned anyway, so would I be doing anything particularly bad in completing the job and cleaning it a bit more thoroughly, or at least, trying to get it so it evens out in terms of the difference between the shiny and the dark areas. And long story short, this kind of thing does impact a coin if you look at grading it. So this coin essentially is basically bullion value. Nobody's really going to be interested in this for its numismatic qualities, because it's been damaged. It's been quite aggressively damaged, and it has lots and lots of these scratches on it, and that kind of removes detail, and it takes away from what the coin once was. But then if you were to send something off for grading and get it coming back with kind of a details grade, the dreaded details grade, the actual wording that goes with that isn't cleaned, but improperly cleaned. And improperly cleaned begs the question of, could there be a properly cleaned? And I guess all of this is a little bit of a pontification over nothing for me right now, because these coins being not in the best condition to begin with, and being silver rather than gold, there's really not a lot to be gained by me sending these off for grading, I don't think. And if I were to do so, then the most natural thing to do would be to send them to is it NCS? Something like that. The conservation service, basically, that they do alongside the gradings at NGC. Because presumably, hopefully, they would actually know what they're doing, and they would have a good way of cleaning these up. So, the long and short of it is, I think I am going to try very, very gently to see if I can get some of this crap off this coin, and maybe see what I can do about evening up the toning on this one. And I'll be sure to share the results with you when I'm done. In the meantime, I am just going to give you a little bit of the history around these two particular coins. So these are both 5 francs. This one from 1849. And when is this one from? And this piece from 1870. And if ever there's two coins that really sum up quite how crazy it was to be in France in the 19th century, it's these. So this is from the era post-revolution, where we have the, I believe this would be the Deuxième République. So this is post-Napoleon, actual Napoleon. So after the First Republic, after the First Emperor. In case you're wondering, we are now on, I think, the Fourth Republic in France. The Third Republic came after Napoleon III, and existed until, I think, the Vichy government in the during World War II. Anyway, So this was sort of when France was going through what is even known by historians as being its troubled 19th century, where they were averaging, kind of a rebellion or revolution every other month. See Les Miserables for an example of, oh yes, we're just going to have yet another flipping rebellion. And so we have these three figures on this side: liberté, égalité, fraternité, so freedom, equality and brotherhood. So we have that's justice holding the scales on the right there. And kind of it's quite a nice sort of I like that for the obverse of this coin they've gone for sort of a trio of figures, and also I kind of like that two of them are female and only one of them is male as well. It's surprisingly progressive for the mid-19th century. But compare and contrast to the much more traditional coin of Napoleon III. So Napoleon III, I'm going to be honest, was not as impressive as Napoleon Bonaparte. He essentially led France to being pretty resoundingly defeated and not really being a major power on the world stage. He basically fucked up about as badly as you can. So we have him here, kind of, again, Napoleon III, Empereur. Fantastic moustache and beard going on there. And then on the reverse we have Empire Français, and we have again a big kind of royal and impressive looking coat of arms, got a crown on it, and again it's a fascinating, really clear backward step. So whereas on this one we have these sort of these noble figures of what the society is aspiring to, and on the reverse we have this nice laurel leaf, République Française, and it actually states what the value is. This one doesn't actually seem to state the fact that it's 5 francs on it anywhere. Apologies, it does seem to be that the camera agrees with me that this is not a very pretty coin and just refuses to focus properly on it. So of Empire Français we have the year, but that's about it. You just have to infer the value of the coin from its size and weight and the fact that it's silver. Which again just feels like a little bit of a backward step. So we go from kind of a more modern kind of France, with noble ideals and a clear and usable bit of currency that makes is easy for any layperson to understand, going back to you need to understand from context what this is. No, we're not going to tell you how much this is worth. You should know. What's the matter? Aren't you French enough? So yeah, 2 very interesting coins I was very happy to pick up, and just a little disappointed by the quality in the end. And yes, they are added to my growing collection of roughly silver crown equivalent coins. And I'll be talking a little more about why I'm collecting coins of this particular style in a future video. So if you are interested in seeing that, please do click subscribe below. There's the bell thing as well, which is like a super subscribe. So if you want to like mega subscribe to it, then you can click that. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. I hope you've liked it. And I will see you next week for more fun and games. Bye for now.